Hello everyone, welcome to another video of our 100 to 2000 ELO. So I have already played 3 games in our last video, so this is the second one. So let's look for the opponent. So I got someone name is Lauda. So as I discussed, always I will start for d4 and we'll go for London system. So d4, d5. Now the typical London system kind of setup, bishop goes at f4 and yeah, so maybe he is planning to come bishop here, bishop d6, or maybe even he is trying to attack here, but we will go for normal plan, like simply putting our pawn here and simply making stronger. So now this is the wrong move, simply because this is so passive, because when you don't have the strong center, you always should go for this c5, followed by maybe bringing the bishop here, bringing the queen here, bringing this knight here, and he should always try for pushing this pawn. But this is so weak, so my pawn structure is pretty strong. Maybe he can try to bring his queen here, try to go for that pawn, but that can be easily protected at some point. Like now, as typical London plan goes, once bishop goes here, I'll bring my knight here. So the idea is, if the queen comes here, try to attack my pawn, simply my queen goes here and followed by this push. Okay, so he's going for altogether a different kind of line, like this is not typical London kind of setup against London defense. Maybe something like Dutch kind of thing, some strong hold to this square. But remember, like any outpost can't be created, this knight simply can't come here, this push is available, so this is not good. But let's see how we can punish that. So we'll go for simple double open move. So we can bring our bishop here, or we can bring our knight here. I think both are equally good, but bringing a knight I think better, because keeping the idea flexible to push this pawn, or even bringing the bishop here. So let's see what black does. Okay, so now his plan is like simply coming here. Maybe in the next move he will bring it here, he will go for castling. Now he is trying to pin my knight, but I can try to get a tempi on this bishop, but I feel like in typical London setup, when the pawn comes at c6, white always should try for playing c4. If white plays c5, black plays c5, white should c5, white always should play c3. Now here idea is, as he played c6, sooner or later I will be going for c4. So I don't simply blunt my pawn like getting a tempi on this bishop. So let's keep it here just like that, and let's develop my bishop here. So I am not going with the bishop here like typical London kind of setup, rather going here with the idea that I can push this one, because once I bring the bishop here, I feel like this bishop is not doing much over this square. So just for that I'm not going for that. So here the queen comes here, maybe he's trying to take after that taking this pawn, but that will be huge mistake. We will go simply castling. Now after castling, now if if he takes, this will be poison. Just see now guys, like first of all, bringing queen here, that's not a good idea. Secondly, again moving the queen twice, that's also not that good idea. Now I have a move, like now I can get a tempi pushing that one. This bishop doesn't have much square to go. It can't come here, it can't come here, it can't come here, it can't come here, but that's of course not that good. Now let's try to push that one, and maybe after that I will try to bring my queen here. I can go for that pawn, although this bishop is protecting, so that won't work. But when we push this one, considering that we have castled, my king is safe, my every piece is developed. Once queen moves, the rook will get connected. On the other hand, black has only 2 pieces developed. Like if fundamentally only this bishop is here, also not that good. Queen is out of place, so we can try to get some tempi to the queen with the idea that we have already castled, we are safe, our bishop is well placed. This bishop is too good, this knight is well placed. So can I go for this further push, man? Let's go for that. So as our king is safe, so we are entitled to play this kind of move. Now we can even take this one, followed by bringing this one. Now remember, if we take this one, right, the rook can't take, because this knight will fall then, so he simply can't do that. On the other hand, we can bring our knight as well, we can push this pawn as well, but let's take it. Just idea is queen takes. I will try to get a tempi to this queen by bringing this knight. Maybe he can take me here. Oh, just see, man, this kind of blunder will happen. You have to just play the theoretical move here and you just hope for the best. You don't need for any crazy tactical lines. Now just see, he took it with the rook. He could have taken this with the queen, but no, he did for the rook. Now this knight is hanging. We will simply win that knight. And this king is now hanged. This king doesn't have any square to go now. Like if it can't come here, maybe I'll bring my knight. I'll go for a check, something like that. Already I'm a piece up. Oh, that's crazy, man. So simply giving up another rook. So we'll certainly go for that rook. Even now we can use that file, bring the rook on the last square, can try to pin this bishop. So many possible. Oh, he resigned from here. Okay, good game, man, good game. So now let's move to the next game. Okay, so his name is Dongshoni. So we'll be playing black. Now let's see how he does open. So remember, if he plays e4, we are going to play c6 with the Caro-Kann idea. If d4 happens, we will bring our knight at f6 with kind of Grunfeld kind of setup. So now let's see what he does, or if he play like maybe if knight can comes here, he can play even c4. Yeah, this is also a possibility. So this kind of uncommon thing we'll be facing through our simply fundamental chess. So we'll go for central expansion. We can go for this one, we can go for this one. Now let's play d5. Now maybe he will bring this bishop here. He will go. This is fundamentally so wrong. Like you remember in chess, like in opening, you should move in such a way so that you can control your central square. So he just moved this one. This is hyper modern kind of setup. That's not bad, I'm telling, but it's better always go for e4, d4, control the center, bring out your pieces. That's the best way you can play. So now as he didn't bring it, so I can even go for this move. So just see, my center is so strong because he simply can't take it. My queen is protected. This knight is coming here. That's another mistake, because like you always should move your piece such a way so that it's most effective. The knight in the side of the board is least effective. The knight is covering only 1, 2, 3, 4 square. On the other hand, if your knight would have been here, it could have been covered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So just half of the square the knight is covering now. If you talk about the square, it could have covered. Okay, now I have the move like taking this knight. That's another possibility, but we are not going to take this knight because this knight is already badly placed. We don't want to go for any bad place. So let him castle. We will go for our simply fundamental chess. We will bring our bishop out. This like eyeing towards the square. This knight doesn't have much square. It can't go here. It can go here certainly, but again, if we get a tempi, it will go back. So we'll simply play some simple chess. We will control the center. We will develop our pieces. We will go for our king safety. We will decide where the piece is most effective. We will place our piece in such a way where it's most effective. So now let's see what he does. He can go for some maybe knight, or maybe this push happened, but this push is not happen now because takes, bishop takes, knight takes. So that's not a possibility. Now he is maybe out of move, like maybe he's thinking like that he can bring this knight out, but this push will happen. Or even if knight comes, we will go for simple castling and our king we can save. Now just see the position. Although white king is castled, none of the piece except this bishop is developed. This knight is, although you can consider it developed, but this is developed in corner of the board, which is not desired by a knight. This is not the ideal place for the knight to go. This bishop is covering some square, that's true. He is castled, but he doesn't have any central control. We will have central push soon. These pieces are so stuck in the back rank, they are not ready to get developed. This push can happen, this push can happen, but it will take some time. Oh my god, game got abandoned. Okay, let's move on from here. We can't do much if someone doesn't play. So we will try to climb our ladder to 2000. Let's see how much time it takes. So as per we planned, we will go for d4. We will always open for d4, d4, d5. The simple idea, we will bring our bishop at f4. So he can go for many moves. Like, okay, just see, this is another, like, as I told, like, always is better for going for c5. No, if not now, go later on, develop your knight, push this pawn, try to attack this bishop, but this is not that good. Maybe his idea is to bring this queen, go for this because of this bishop is moved. But I can play something like, maybe now his idea is to bring this queen here, going for this pawn. Maybe that's the main idea. Most probably he will go for that. So we can do simply protect that pawn with the similar kind of idea. Bring on knight here, bring on knight here, develop this bishop here. So something like that. Now just see, like, he wants to take the central control by pushing this pawn, but he forgot that his king side is getting significantly weakened because of that move, because of this diagonal. Now my bishop has natural square. This is the natural square of my bishop, but I'm not only developing that square, but also we are getting threat to go for this check at certain point. So now let's go for this. Maybe he'll try to push that, but that's not possible because takes. My bishop will take him. So of course not possible. My bishop is well placed. Now we have a tactics like you guys, you should always try for simple tactics. Now just see from this position, although we were trying to develop our pieces, we just wanted to play simple chess. But the position is like that. He's offering some tactics and you have to accept that tactics if you get those things on your way. So now just see, if you go for a check, he has to leave the king, and which is positionally too bad, like losing a castling right when queen is on the board. You are not good at development. Only your pawns came up, no pieces are developed, all the pieces are back. You remember Aaron Nimjovich told, like, beginning you should move your pawn in such a way so that you can develop your piece. That means pawn move itself is not a developmental move. You should develop your piece by moving the pawn. So you should move your pawn in such a way so that it will aid you to develop your piece. Rather, don't keep moving your pawns. That's not a good idea. So as he is doing this, so we have the idea, like, we can go for this check. You just see, and with the check, if this push comes, bishop takes pawn, pawn takes bishop, and the queen taking the rook. So now let's go for that. With the check, now this push can't come. If he does, then this bishop takes this pawn, this bishop takes the pawn, and then this rook is falling. Any tactics possible from here. Now let's suppose he is telling, okay, I am not going to push this one, as you are going to take this one. This is hung. So no, I won't take it. Rather, I'll develop my king here with the idea to escape. But here I also will have a tactics. Just see, our bishop is so well developed, whereas he doesn't have any piece which is developed. So as our piece is developed, our queen is something attacking position, we can go for some threat. Threat is, what's the threat now? Like, check, it will lift here, right? Can you go for this check at some point? Maybe this bishop, rook, this pawn will come. That's the only move which can save the check. And then we have the another check. Yeah, the huge tactical line. The tactical line, I'm telling guys, try to get this point. This is simple calculation, not that complicated complications. So the idea is, if you try to escape through this route, the bishop comes with a check. This bishop is completely dominating this diagonal. This bishop is dominating this diagonal. So he doesn't have any move apart from blocking the check with the push. And one push comes, you just remember the king has opened this file for my queen. Now my queen will penetrate with a check. And once queen penetrates with the check, he doesn't have any move to queen, so he has to block. How he can block, man? He can block with the bishop, he can block with the knight, he can block with the queen. But remember, once you are coming with a check, you are not only giving check, you are also protecting this pawn, which is under attack by this bishop. So you can take this pawn and go for check. So he simply can't save that square. Okay, he also got disconnected. I don't know whether he will complete it or not, but the line I will show you, I'll discuss that line even if it doesn't move. let's see. Hopefully, like, I don't think it's going to move, because in such rating, like, people, if they get bad position, they simply get disconnected, or they simply resign and they just move on. Rather, they don't stick, they don't show that resilience, Nevertheless, let's analyze the game, what I was discussing. Now, after the check, let's see this push comes. No, you can simply win this rook. The idea is check, pawn takes, and the winning the rook. This is the one idea. Now, let's see, he told, okay, now if this push comes, right, so this rook is falling, so I am not going to fall for that. I am trying to escape to my queen. Now, just see the what perks you get when your pieces are well developed. Now, this is the check, and you are simply completely dominating this file. He doesn't have any move of the king, so he has to block. The bishop comes to block that. Once bishop comes, you just put, now pawn comes to block that. Now remember, your queen is completely have the access to this file, and this is the bare file. Go for a check. Now if bishop comes, check, and he doesn't take, that's a mate. Now let's see, he tell, okay, bishop comes, then, and that's a check, so I'll go with my knight. But if knight comes, then also it's a mate. This king doesn't have any square. Okay, he tells, okay, I can protect that with my queen as well. Why to go with the pawn? Now once queen comes, we again can go for the check, because now king can't take, because queen will take. That's not possible. Queen can't take because the queen is pinned, queen is protecting. So as queen is protecting, he simply can't go for that. So he has to move with a check. So once it moves, so you just can see the how wonderful position you have. So you have already won the game. So here many tactical ideas possible. So even you can take this one maybe at some point. So maybe you no need to take as well. So many ideas possible here. So you have to just calculate from this position, but you stand better, you stand far better. Even you can simply take this queen and maybe take this bishop, bring this knight out, go for castling, bring this knight out. So anything is possible from here. Okay, let's move on to the next game. Today I'll try to play more than 3 games, because already, like, I didn't complete any of the game because of my opponent. That's not my fault. I wanted to complete that, but everything is not my control. Okay, d4, the bishop comes at f4, the similar kind of idea what we have discussed. The knight comes, this is already a mistake, moving this knight, again moving this knight, moving a piece twice in the beginning, that's a mistake. We shouldn't do that, never do that. So we'll go for the simple plan. We'll push this pawn. We are not going to some crazy attack on the knight. Let him push, let him bring the piece. Now as for plan, we have, like, we can develop our knight here, we can bring our bishop here. So the typical London kind of setup. Let's bring this knight here. If he takes, he has already lost 1, 2, 3 moves, you just remember. On the other hand, we have just lost 1. So he has lost 3 tempi. He brought his knight here, and I just moved once, and he had to take it. Just see, like, that's a loss of move. Now you should have to calculate, like, how many move you played your piece, and why you are trading the piece, like whether you are getting something after trading. So if you're not, you shouldn't go do that. So let's develop the knight. Maybe I will bring my bishop here. So I will go for castling this side, or maybe this side, because I don't have any weakness in any side of the board. So we can assess the situation, how the game goes, and where the black does castling, whether we have some attacking chances or not. If we do have some attacking chance, and if we go for the opponent king, my king will be unsafe in that side. So we can opt the opposite side of the board to castle and to make our king safe. Remember, our king safety is most priority. First, keep your own king safe, then you should go for the opponent king. Now here we have the idea. Now once the knight comes, just as I told, like in this kind of setup, you always should go for c5, try to gain some center control. So although he has played this knight, so he doesn't have this move anymore, because the knight is simply blocking this pawn. So we'll develop with the pinning the knight. So if you have this opportunity, you always should take. So this knight is pinned, we are going to castle. We have well placed piece. On the other hand, black bishop is in the back rank, not doing much. So guys, I'm just pausing here, and try to pause the game here and try to find the tactical line here. Just remember what he's trying to do. He's bringing his knight here and he's trying to pin my skewer, my queen and king, right? Now we have a move like push this pawn with the idea, try to kick this bishop out. That can be a good idea, getting a tempo, of course, that's, but from this position you have something better. If you get a free piece, why not to take that? How you can get a free piece? Now even I can take this bishop directly, right? The reason being this knight can't take. The knight is pinned. Even you can take this knight first with a check. He has to take care of this bishop first. So you can understand. So we can simply take this one, right? Let's go for that. Because this knight can't take your queen. This is pinned. Even you can create more pressure to this knight by bringing this knight out, bringing this queen here. Now you just see your king is like ready to castle, save. You have already a piece up. Opponent's king can't castle. The reason being the queen is completely protecting this diagonal, so he can't go for that. So he's trying to kick me out from here. But I can go here, right? I am not allowing him to check castle. I can go here. I can go here. I am threatening to take, then queen takes. But this is one chance. Of course, those are good move. You have those options, but you have something better. The better I am telling, the better move is bringing the queen at c5. The idea is now you are simply not allowing him to castle this route. This is the one thing. On the other hand, you are also threatening to take this one. Takes. So forking the rook. Now guys, just think, just see now. Your all pieces are developed, right? The black king is not castled yet. You are although not castled yet, but you don't have any immediate danger because black pieces are not developed. So here, what wonderful you can play. Your bishop is having great square. Now if you see, knight belongs to nice square, central square. If you have some central move of your knight, you should always play that. Now you just see, this position is simply like a magnet attracting your knight at e5. The reason being, first of all, the knight is always good at central square. Second of all, you are getting tempo to the queen. Third of all, not only getting tempo to the queen, this knight can't take, right? You simply get an attacker to this knight. Knight can't take because queen will fall. Also, you are getting tempo to the queen. So this is so juicy position for your knight. So knight hops in e5 with the idea to take the queen. The knight can take. We can take this one at any time. We can take this one with knight. So the threat is like simply irresistible. This is so bad, man, so bad. So here, just see, if you follow the simple chess principle, what happens. Now you can take, like, let him take my queen. Now if I move something like knight, we are getting tempo to the queen. He has to take, takes, check, winning the rook. So you are already so many pieces up. So let's go for that. Now we have already threat to the queen. He has to take me here. Okay, just see, man, that's it. This is the thing will happen in this level of play. So you just simply follow the chess principle. He could have taken my queen already, although this is lost, but still he could have played sometime, but he didn't play that. He took my knight simply, but now his queen is falling. He thought that, okay, if I take with this queen, he will take with this, but I'm not going with the queen. I'm taking with the bishop. The bishop takes queen. And he will take maybe with this move because oh man. Now guys, tell me what you will play from this position. Now just play. Tell me guys, what will you play? Like here we can go for the check. The reason being, like, I am not telling you to take this pawn. The reason is very clear. We will go for the king and we have to look like what is the best move and how you can give the checkmate. Now here the idea is, with the, if I go here, he has only one move, the bishop, or maybe the queen can go here, but queen can't go here. Check. This is force mate. If the bishop comes, we can take the rook. With a similar idea, bishop goes here, bishop takes and mate. So move in, mate in 2 in any case. So check. Not to take, no need to take this pawn. We are simply mating him. Just see guys. Now this king has one square, or bishop comes. Now once bishop comes, we takes the rook. Here material is not important, not at all, but the mate threat. Now the bishop goes back. Now bishop take, queen takes bishop, and that's mate. He doesn't have any square to go, right? This is a mate. So this is just simple chess, just simple chess. Follow your idea, follow the chess principles. Just go for it. Wait for opponent's mistake. Opponents is bound to do mistake. Just give your best and you can win that game. That's too easy. Okay, let's play the last one for the day and then I'll conclude the video here. Okay, he's Jackie Man from USA. So as we planned, we will go for the d4. d4, d5, the similar kind of idea. We'll go with the bishop f4. Now let's see what he plays. Come on, man. He can go here, he can go here, he can go here as it. Okay. So this is kind of symmetrical position, right? Now you have developed your pawn at d4, he developed at d5, you go in for your bishop at f4, he brought his bishop at f5. Now guys, you have always remember a few things now. Now whenever you play white, you will always have an upper hand because you are moving first. So whenever any weakness created, you should attack that weakness first. If your opponent try to play something symmetrical, he always will create some weakness. Now here was the weakness. You also have weakness here. He also has a weakness here. But as you moved first, so you have the upper hand. Of course, you can go for this move. You can go for this move. You can go for this move. I'm not telling you to go for those things too early, too soon. No need to do that. Simply go for simple chess. But remember, at certain point, you can bring your queen. You can attack this pawn. This is too weak because this bishop came here. Bishop is not here. Bishop is not protecting this square. This is just an idea. Just remember that threat. So now let's go for our simple plan. e3. Maybe he will play e6. Kind of similar idea. We are not going to play this one immediately. We will play our knight here. We will bring our knight here. We'll simply develop for the time being. We'll wait for, before we do something, we will develop our pieces, right? So we won't commit anything early. Let's develop our pieces. Let's be our pieces most active, and then let's our king is safe. Then we will go for some commitment, some. So now our knight is developed, bishop is developed. We maybe soon will go with the knight. Then we can push this one. Idea is like, now if you take, I have the threat to take with the bishop. At the same time developing my bishop, you have lost your central control. I'm preparing for castle. On the other hand, if he doesn't take, maybe I can bring my queen here. As I told in the beginning, we'll go for this attack. Okay, so maybe he's trying to bring his queen here. Now remember, in London, as I told earlier also, if the opponent plays c6, you always should aim for c4. If your opponent plays c5, you always should aim for c3. So as you can see now, he plays c6 to passive, you should go for c4. But not now. Let's wait. Let's develop my knight now. Now if we move something, maybe most probably this is e6 is going to come. Once e6 comes, we are good to go with this one. And then bringing our queen here. If he takes, my queen, bishop takes, and preparing for castling. Or if not, maybe we can bring on queen here. We can go for this pawn. This is too easy, man. This is too easy. Okay, guys. Okay, so as we discussed, this happened. So now we can go for this one, right? Let's go for c4, guys. Let's go for c4. And now, if he takes, we are more than happy to take with the bishop. We are not only taking the pawn, we are not only taking the central pawn, but also we are developing my bishop. And where I am developing my bishop, the most aggressive square. So of course, maybe he won't take. He won't take. He will ask us to take, but we are not going to take him. We are rather will develop our queen here. Go for this one. Now let's see what his idea. Now his idea is like, as he can't go for the check because knight is protecting, maybe his idea like bringing this knight, creating some pressure here, bringing this bishop, going for this knight. But remember, there is like, this knight is already protected by the king, not only king, but also your another knight. This knight is not attacked. Soon, if you develop your queen here, you are going for that pawn, right? if you try to bring the bishop, you can simply bring the rook to protect that thing. Not only that, you can try to kick this bishop away by pushing this pawn, ask him to take. Now if the knight comes, you have this rook always. So let's go for this queen, go for this pawn. Let's see how he responds. Okay guys, what I wanted to tell, this video is coming after maybe 3-4 days of my uploading my first one, and before that I uploaded the introductory one. So yeah, so the bishop comes. Now maybe like we can try to kick that. Maybe we can do that. We can force him to take. We can force him to take, and takes, and the rook comes to protect that. So everything is safe and secured. Nothing is threatened. So even we can bring our knight bishop here, but I don't think that's required, because you know, like giving up this bishop is not that good idea. Not that good idea at all. Okay guys, so if he takes, we'll take with the knight and we are safe. Okay, so what I wanted to tell, that this video is coming after like 4-5 days. Of course, that was not intended. I tried to upload. Okay, just see guys, just see some simple chess here. He just took my pawn. Whereas this is under attack. Now he might be thinking, okay, if you take this bishop with my pawn, I am going to take your rook. That might be an idea. But why will I take with the pawn when I can take with my queen, right? Bishop takes, queen takes bishop, queen takes queen, pawn takes queen. I am simply piece up. Oh my god. Let's go for that. Okay. So this video is coming after 4-5 days, which is not intended. But now I will try to upload video more frequently, maybe 1 or 2 days. So hopefully you guys can learn something, but try to watch videos, and not only that, you guys can try to watch my introductory video on this series. Hopefully that will help a lot. So now pawn takes queen. We are already a piece up. We are threatening to take this one. At some point maybe we can take this one. Even we can take this knight, followed by we can take this pawn. So there is so many threat. Even we can bring our bishop here. We are asking that you can't castle, man. Enough is enough. So now he's trying to go for this one. Now how guys will you protect that? There can be several ideas. You can go like, as you are already piece up, you can go for this pawn. You can ask black, okay, let's play something safe and secured. You can go for my pawn, I will go for your pawn, then I will castle. So we can continue like that. On the other hand, you can trail. No, we will play our best move. We are not going to give up too soon. So how you can do that? Now just see. You, of course, you can take this one, right? But he will take that one. But you have a wonderful move here. You can protect this pawn. On the other hand, you simply ask the black not to castle. How you can do that? Bishop comes here. Now he can't castle through this route. Certainly he can't. On the other hand, you are protecting your pawn as well. Now let's see what he does. Maybe he can try to come up with maybe this one under attack to the bishop. You have the move like you can simply take this one, then protecting that. He can't push this one because rook takes knight, so that's not a possibility. Now just see guys, so he is asking my bishop to go back. Now if I go here, maybe, so he will come with this push. I can take his knight, of course, but you have something better here. I feel the better move is you develop your piece. On the other hand, you also protect your bishop, and on the other hand, you are not allowing him to castle. I could have taken with the bishop, but in that case, my bishop wouldn't have the protection. Now, I once take with the knight. My knight is not only centrally placed, I am also protecting this bishop. So, you always should look from the position, and you always should ask yourself what the position demand. Like, not exactly by the book, rather using your knowledge at some point, and you should know like what the position demand, and you should move accordingly. Here you like, as we are always aiming to take this pawn with the bishop, we could have gone for the castling, but here we didn't go for the bishop, rather we went for the knight. The idea is clear. We are simply protecting this bishop, right? So we can simply take this one and my bishop is safe. Maybe at certain point I can bring my knight here. I can go with the bishop. That's too much. So many things can happen here. Maybe if you take, he can come up with the idea of this one, like bringing this one with the check. This knight comes soon here maybe, so we can stop that as well. How we can do that? Simply taking this one with the with the bishop. The idea now idea is even we can go for the castle. He can takes, we stand better. We can take this pawn. We can go for this check as well. So threat is huge. Even with the check, we can go for this check as well. So this king is simply stuck in the center. On the other hand, we don't have any attack as such. We should go for this one maybe with the check. So can I go for the check, man? Can I go for the check? Let's go for the check. Now he can take me here. Take bishop takes. Again, he doesn't have the castling right. On the other hand, we are simply bringing our bishop with the check, simply clearing some route for my bishop and going for the check. So now let's see how we react. Okay guys, so what I was telling that now I'm trying to, okay, now let's take this rook. So already winning a exchange. Maybe at some point we can go for the check as well. This king will have some hard time, man. Maybe we can bring this knight here. So always remember, as I already told, the knight deserves some center square. Okay, he resigned the game. So just see from this position, your knight is eyeing towards this square. Your bishop is so smoothly going here. You are already a piece up. You are going to take this knight, take this pawn soon maybe. Even if with the bishop, you can take this pawn, takes. In the next move, you can take this one. Like there's so many threads exist, man. So I didn't play something fascinating, right? Simple chess, simple development. And just following the ideas. You should always know like where your piece is most active, how to control the center, how to make your king safe, how to take advantage of your opponent's mistakes. So this is a very easy rule you can follow, and you can certainly increase your elo. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Today I'll conclude the video here. So today I might have played 5 games, just 2 games more what we told in the beginning. Just reason being like I couldn't complete those games because people like abandoned or resigned once they got bad position rather completing the game. So that's why I just dragged it a bit long. So hopefully you loved that video and you will learn something. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more chess. Bye bye.